I'm Gabby from the DCP, and I have a new favorite Disney movie. Beauty and the Beast was incredible. I saw it yesterday morning, and I have just been dying to talk to people about it. Just so you know, there will be no spoilers in this video. After I saw the 10-minute preview, which I think I talked about in my last video, I was so excited to see it, and now I just can't even believe that it exists. After the movie ended, we just had to sit through like all the credits and just like, everybody good? Everybody no, we're not ready. Okay. It was just so beautiful. It was ornate and detailed, and the story was beautifully told. The camera angles, the lighting, and the costuming and the colors. Oh, the colors. Pieces of it were like the animated movie were coming to life, and you were actually watching the animated movie in real life. And then there was pieces that were like additional or new and exciting, and you're like, I don't actually know what's gonna happen next. And everything that they added, we were like, yes, Disney, A+, good job. I think my favorite part about it is the storytelling and the pieces that they added to just enhance the story and give you so much background with Belle's family and with the Beast family and what happens to the castle before they're cursed and life before and after. There's just so much that they added to the story that really the animated movie left unanswered or just didn't address, and you know, that led to some really fun fan theories, but at the same time this was like, oh, it makes perfect sense why Belle would act in this way or why Beast behaves this way, and it just added to their characters in the story so much. My favorite characters were Lumiere and LeFou because they're so funny, and Lumiere's movement was amazing. His costuming and the way that he was animated and moved was just amazing, and LeFou is hilarious. Whole new take on the character that is somehow exactly like the original that you never knew you needed more of. He's great. I also really love the Beast. He's so different in this. I think he was the biggest change for me from the animated feature because he was just so much more personality and bigger, you know, not just in stature but in the way that he presented himself. It reminded me more of the pieces I've seen of the Broadway version. Maurice is amazing. He is so sweet and so loving of Belle, and his character is just adorable but also strong, and I think that in the animated feature he kind of doesn't know what's going on, and that's funny, but in this one he's fully aware of the situations around him, and that gives him this depth that we don't really see in the animated movie. The relationship between Lumiere and Babette is adorable, and just other relations in the castle staff that obviously would have been there, and you're kind of like, why aren't more people related to one another from this servant household castle thing? Like in Downton Abbey, you know, there's all of these like interweaving things, and in the animated movie they're all kind of separate, and in this they all have these really neat relationships and how they interact with one another, especially the main characters, and so that was just really cool to see it play out. And Emma Watson, my girl, I want to be her. I mean, be yourself, but also be Emma Watson. She's amazing, and she did such a good job. At first I was really worried because she seemed bored, and I was like, why don't you seem sing-songy and like Belle and in love with your book? But then I realized that that was just a perfect representation of her character at that time, because when she's in the little town she is bored and she doesn't want to be a part of this life. She wants so much more, and you see that when she's reading the book because she is taken into it and in love with it, and the town is just a blur around her. Luke Evans' portrayal of Gaston shook me. Gaston is one of my favorite characters to meet and greet in the Disney parks because he is so funny and I just love him so much. This Gaston surprised me. I found him at the beginning very lovable. I actually felt that he was vulnerable and I cared for his character, and I wanted Belle to give him something. She was so cold to him, and you know, you realize like it's a small town. They probably grew up here together. They've known each other since they were kids, and you can understand that he's being kind of a jerk and he's kind of narcissistic. And so you can see why Belle's like, I don't really want to go out with you. But at the same time, she's so cold to him and he's so vulnerable. You're like, give him something, you know? I want him to find some kind of love. But his character has some turning points, and he's very dark. He's extremely manipulative towards the end, and the way he's able to change the minds of the townspeople towards Maurice is dark. And you realize, I can't support this character anymore. I can't want more for him because of the choices that he's making. Disney says a lot through this movie without obviously stating it, and I think Gaston's character is really a catalyst for a lot of that. And they try to add some kind of levity and fun to some of the fight scenes, like when all of the castle is attacking the mob, but at the same time, it's a darker movie. It's got, you know, some deep stuff, especially in Belle and Beast's history, that just can be a little bit more intense or harder to understand if you're a younger viewer. But obviously I'd recommend it to everyone. I think it's amazing. For the most part, I think kids can totally handle it. Gaston is not terrifying. It's more like if you're older, you can recognize the narcissism that's actually plaguing him and causing him to have the sickness that leads him to make these poor choices. But yeah, I recommend this movie to everyone. It was phenomenal, beautiful, wonderful. I want to go see it immediately again and see all the pieces that I probably missed because there was so much going on. So that is my review of the new live-action Beauty and the Beast movie. Please, please, please go see it and text me, Facebook message, call me so we can talk about it, and it's amazingness. I love you guys. Thank you so much for everything. Thanks for watching this video. Have a magical day.